Welcome to EF Pod English. Brought to you by EF Education First and English Town. Learn anytime, anywhere. Pod English Upper Intermediate 71. Law.
This is Barry T. Stanley with a true voice of the people. We'll fight for you.
In today's podcast, we're going to have a look at some legal terms. Verbs like to sue, to charge, cross-examine, defense lawyer, jury, verdict.
I have helped thousands of consumers over the years to sue for the compensation they deserve. Being involved in an automobile accident is horrible enough. What is worse is having to battle insurance companies to get your medical bills paid, your car fixed, and so on.
Now let's take a look at that movie and make note of what special legal words they use to describe the situation.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Johnson. I see you've injured your arm. How did that happen?
I was knocked down by a driver several days ago, and I broke my wrist. I'm afraid I'll be off work for 3 months or more.
How inconvenient. Can I help you in any way?
I hope so. I'd like to sue the driver for lost earnings. The police have charged him with reckless driving.
Okay, I'll need to take detailed notes about the accident. Are there any witnesses?
Yes. 2 people gave statements to the police saying that the man was driving too fast.
That's very good. I can put together a case for you before the trial.
Can you explain the court proceedings to me?
You will appear before the court and be cross-examined by the defense lawyers. You may also be asked to identify the defendant. As the lawyer for the prosecution, I will act on your behalf.
And what should I say?
Just tell the judge exactly what you saw. Stick to the facts you gave in your statement at the time of the crash.
And when I've finished?
Then the jury will take your testimony into consideration and reach a verdict.
A lot of people don't know their rights. That's why the law offices of Barry T. Stanley is there for you.
Carla was hurt by a driver. What's happened to the driver?
The police have charged him with reckless driving.
The police have charged him with reckless driving. To charge. The police have charged the driver. This means that the police have written a formal statement. The statement says that the driver is accused of a crime. Let's look at the crime the driver has been accused of. Reckless driving. This means that the driver was driving dangerously. So what does Carla want to do?
I'd like to sue the driver for lost earnings.
Carla wants to sue the driver. To sue means to take someone to court because you think they are responsible for a problem and you want them to pay you money. Carla couldn't work for 3 months, and so she wants to sue the driver for lost earnings. The lawyer later explains to Carla what will happen when she goes to the court.
You will appear before the court and be cross-examined by the defense lawyers.
So Carla will be cross-examined. This means that the lawyer for the driver will ask her detailed questions. The lawyer for the driver is called the defense lawyer. And what will happen towards the end of the court case?
Then the jury will take your testimony into consideration and reach a verdict.
The jury is a group of people chosen from the public. They will decide whether the driver is guilty or not guilty. Verdict is another word for a decision.
How can you be sure you're being treated fairly by the insurance companies? That's why the law offices of Barry T. Stanley are there for you. We know the law, we know what you deserve, you have rights and you don't have to fight alone.
Now see if you can remember some of those legal terms. Carla was hurt in an accident. What action does she want to take? Carla wants to sue the driver. Can you fill in the gap here? Well done. The police have charged the driver. Can you fill in the gap here? Here's a hint. The phrase we are looking for means to ask detailed questions. That's right. The defense lawyer will cross-examine Carla. And finally, can you remember the word we use for the decision that the jury will make? The verdict. The jury will reach the verdict. Excellent work. You've learned a lot of new legal terms today. Let's take a final look at them. To sue, to charge, to cross-examine. Defense lawyer, the jury, the verdict. We've also learned what reckless driving means.
We know the law. We know what you deserve. You have rights, and you don't have to fight alone, because we'll fight for you. Call now.